Welcome back to Final Fantasy V. Alright, time to do all the stuff I wanted to do last time but couldn't because I wasn't at the right level. So here's page 64, and also here's my strategy for the fact that we are all divisible by 5 right now. I'm just having Lena jump over this attack, so as long as I time things correctly, it'll be fine.
Also, I forget what I said I was going to say every time this guy showed up.
Right, and... there we go! He kills everyone in the party. But Lena was up in the air, so it's fine. Stomp. And thankfully he didn't, just decide to do that again, otherwise I would have been kinda screwed.
I was about to say, yep, level 5 death.
If I remembered HP values, I probably could have had people attack him until it was reasonable to not do that. Also, I don't know what he was trying to do there that said no effects. Because, he tried that before and it didn't have that text, so shrug. Alright, so page 32 is far less dangerous, meaning I can revive everyone else. Poke poke.
I think when I played as a kid, I got lucky and Bart's had just desynced in levels.
Yeah, that's usually what happens. But it didn't happen here. If I had to guess, maybe that one time I tried to grind a little bit for Pawn's Chorus may have screwed me over, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, no, typically, one of the reasons that, Bart starts doing a bunch of fights before everybody else and then has a little bit more of experience is specifically for this purpose of desyncing everybody. And then, of course, Ferris joins the latest, so, you have an okay spread of levels with which to get all of these spells. Oh no, not you again! Oh, we don't need to see you a second time! Also, if you're wondering, everybody but Ferris is a freelancer because I didn't actually want to get extra ABP for any of these fights, except for Beastmaster, because I really just need control.
Just a great out of context line.
I need control of my life. I must upgrade the sheep pajamas. Alright, so, next off on our list. No, we already have you. Thankfully, this was, I think, after I got level 5 death. Either before or after. Either way, I'm not I'm not divisible by 5 anymore. You, however, I do need. Okay, yeah, this is way after, because this is the point at which I had control. So now we can see what that looks like. I want to say that Beastmaster has a better chance of successfully doing control, because I feel like it succeeds more frequently, but for the purposes of getting off guard, it worked well enough. It worked on the first try, it's fine. Alright, so now we've got off guard, so cool. Cool and good, good and cool. Alright, so, that's it for those blue magic spells. And in case you wanted to see, how to actually leave this area, this is how you do it. And these are all the areas you need to go to and press your body against in order to actually open the passage back. It's a little convoluted.
Thankfully, there's only so many places you can be.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so the scholars are still panicking, even though mid is safe, but we'll just leave them to that. Alright, there is another blue magic spell I do want, but first, here's what everybody's job is today. Got Time Mage Lena, because I would like a higher level of this. Time magic is very useful. Chemist, I'm really not going to take full advantage of. But here it is, I'm gonna gain levels in it because I gave it to Ferris and I will max it out. That's the best I got. Ranger, because I want some of its abilities. Also, let's show off bows as well. And Berserker Galuf. I don't really have any commands on him, because he doesn't need them. He's raging. He knows nothing but hates. Alright, having Berserker Galuf, however, was a bit of a risk because, again, I do want another blue magic spell, which... There we go. Alright, thankfully, we got 3 of these dragons who, once again, really not liking that pose, guys. Don't know what you're doing, don't know what you're aiming for, don't think I can show this on YouTube. Anyway, though... Galuf's just going to attempt to murder them, while I attempt to control them instead. I kind of have a ticking time bomb. And of course, the other thing about control is, it is kind of a variation of confusion, or it's a, confusion. So like, if you hit somebody who is being controlled, they will no longer be controlled. God, it is really not going over very well. Transfusion is the spell we want, but they use Transfusion on themselves because it's a beneficial blue magic spell. So this is mostly... God damn it. This is mostly the, how blue magic's going to work, with control. Typically, if an enemy has a spell, that is beneficial to them, you need control in order to actually utilize it. Sometimes there are enemies who just flat out won't use special spells, and in that case you will need to use control just to have them, attack you anyway. But that's pretty rare. Also, thank God Galuf missed. There we go, we transfused. So yeah, basically that just sacrifices the user to recover a target. Get the Mithril Glove, very nice. So, much like Explode, or Self-Destruct rather, I won't be using Transfusion ever. I don't really like sacrificing characters, especially the way this hack works, where the temptation is there to not have items as a command. So, like, reviving is going to be kinda difficult if I play too recklessly. That is a thing I need to remember.
I was going to say that move does just reek of something that's like useless in 90% of situations and then can just completely break some fights in half if you know how to use it.
Also, I believe I kept that fight in to just show that enemy causing old on a character, which is basically just it depowers them, and they also get gray hair. And if you're wondering, no, Galuf is not immune to old because he's already kind of old. He can get older.
You can always get older.
That's true until you die. Alright, so I'm back in the steam-powered ship. This is not the last chance to get certain blue magic spells. Galuf, please. This is not the last chance to get certain blue magic spells, but in terms of convenience, this is probably the best time for me to get some of this. Alright, so, new blue magic spell. Takes a while to actually use. It's not Gamma Ray, it's Missile! Alright, blue mages can just shoot a missile at someone. It's just a pretty damaging non-elemental spell. It's real good.
At this point I'm just picturing all the other characters like, okay, do we need Galuf as a berserker right now?
I'm raging! Once I put on my wolf outfit, it's over! Galuf's not here anymore!
I feel like you're going for a specific wrestler, but I'm not sure which one.
I don't think I am, but I probably am by accident. There's a lot of them. I could be doing one of them.
For some reason my mind went to Randy Savage, but you really aren't doing Randy Savage. I think that was just the first one I could think of.
Alright, so now that the nerd shop is open, we can buy a bunch of new spells, and also old spells if we missed them. These are some higher level ones. So... gonna need an actual mage to utilize these. I cannot coast on the low-level magic I've learned from the jobs forever. Not been the best at making Bart's a mage, and he is continuing to not be a mage because he's a ranger. I'm also going to need a nap because I did just take quite the beating, and we are going to continue taking a beating throughout this entire episode. It's gonna be kind of a high blue magic one. Like I said before, this is kind of the stressful point of the game, if you care about blue magic. Again, if you don't care about blue magic, lucky you. Ooh, look at me, I don't use blue magic. I can just play the game normally. Anyway, here's Sid, he's still sad. And I guess Mid died in the desert or something. Mid, you shouldn't have gone up against chimeras. They're pretty tough.
I'm sad. Go away.
Oh, there he is. Turns out he just threw that chimera into the sea. Just wailing on him.
Hokuto 100 crack fist!
I learned this one from manga! And people said I wasted my time in the library.
God, his fucking key eyes would be absurdly high-pitched. Like, even for North Star.
Voice just beckons you to try again, try again, try again? Alright, cool. It worked. We just had to bring in Grandson. Alright, we won't fuck up this one, I swear.
It's not over yet, Mid.
How are we supposed to power this ship? It's the fire-powered ship, we don't have fire anymore. We're like 10 years off of fire not existing at all. Alright, with the power of an old nerd and a young nerd, we will have a boat. Alright, so like I said, it's not the last opportunity to get the enemies on the fire-powered ship and get their blue magic spells, but we're actually going to be using the fire-powered ship for a bit, so it's not exactly going to be convenient to actually do that. Yeah, like, pretty much, this is... previously was your last opportunity to do that, I think. Out of my way. We've got science to do. Alright, so we just take a walk in here to one of the only safe areas in this boat. Normally you look like a weirdo. You look even weirder than that.
My head. Had to take off the wolf outfit. Giving me headaches with all that rage.
Alright, so we have a flashback to what we just saw, however... We also see this little girl again. Haven't seen her since the siren cutscene, where we didn't know who she was. And as it turns out, much like how Mid does not care about just beating the ever-loving shit out of his grandpa. It's probably just light smacks or whatever, but still, elderly abuse. This girl does the same thing.
Look, I've gotten irritated at my grandfather before. I could not imagine just physically assaulting him because I was upset with him.
The way she animated there, like, if somebody just put the hammer from Smash Bros. In her hands, Galuf would be dead right now.
Witnessing that elderly abuse has unlocked some of my memories. Also, I'm an alien.
Bart, are you familiar with the term isekai?
Yeah, you know all those meteors? Yeah, that's how I isekai'd myself.
Big Bad Evil, X-Death. He used to be Death, but not anymore.
Cannot fucking wait to get some more stuff about X-Death. I love X-Death so much.
Mm-hmm.
Although most of what I like about him is in the city, if I remember correctly.
Hey, doesn't that area look vaguely familiar? So we have passed by that area, like, once, maybe twice, but, I don't recall it having that many rocks in it. It was more forest than rocks. That seems bad.
Alright, promise not to get mad, but we did kind of seal X-Death on your planets. To be fair, was kinda hoping that the source of all life, would be a thing that would be intact forever. It seemed in your best interest to keep those intact, but, well, things are going badly.
All the meteors landed at that forest. We looked around, we didn't see any people. We thought this world was abandoned.
Okay, so if you want to, you can double back inside and get that blue magic. Once you talk to Sid or Mid, though, yeah, it's gonna be inconvenient for a hot minute. Oh, sorry, only Sid. You cannot
Sid?
wake up Mid.
I don't know if I like what you're implying. Don't teach him to say that!
Please do not say that. Oh god.
Neither of you should be saying that for similar but still different reasons.
Alright, please leave my boat. I don't want you on here anymore. Alright, well, we don't know where the Earth Crystal is, but we'll figure it out eventually. We've got a boat now, which means we can cross the seas.
Also, the crystal that maintains the Earth is in trouble, so we're going to go to a library that's supported entirely by sand. Nothing will go wrong if the Earth Crystal gets destroyed.
Look, it'll take a while for all the sand to die. It's fine. The wind still sort of exists. It's not doing great, but it's there.
I'm still not sure what destroying the Fire Crystal did.
It made a castle explode, which seems like more fire, but okay. Alright, so we're on the open ocean. You're probably going to want to bring out the map in order to actually figure out where you are. And also, this game does work on Final Fantasy I rules. We do have fights on the sea. Although, actually, to be fair, I think that's most Final Fantasies, isn't it? I think pretty much in any situation, boats are kind of just... You still get attacked by monsters on them.
It might have gone away during the PlayStation era, because, like, the vehicles just look completely different at that time.
Yeah, but I think before here, 2, 3, and 4 also had ocean fights, but I don't remember them super well. You don't do a lot of ocean travel in 2. 3, it wouldn't surprise me if that were the case. And kind of the same thing for 4, you don't really do that much sea travel.
You know, despite the lofty ambitions of the villain in 2, it always felt like the most small-scale Final Fantasy to me.
It is not a particularly big world. Which makes it all the more wild that, like, 80% of it is wiped out by the end.
Yeah. Fucking wild they did that.
The Emperor has a very high success rate.
I need to watch a Raving Loon's playthrough of Final Fantasy 2 because his opinion on it is that the stat system is weird, but you can work with it. But he's the only person I've ever heard say you can work with it, so I'll need to figure out how he worked with it. Then maybe I can try playing 2, because I do like some Saga games.
I might like it more nowadays, because I feel like I'm a little more open to things, but also, I don't know. I think I'd just be thinking, I could be playing a different Final Fantasy game if I were to play 2.
So you say you could be playing a Saga game, like, just play the Saga Frontier remaster. The same level up system, but like, way more fun.
Actually kind of built with more intent, with, you know, years of the genre behind it. Yeah, refinement, that's the word.
Yeah. If you ever want to feel good about wanting to play Final Fantasy 2, just try to play Saga 1 for a bit.
Alright, so the reason I'm hanging out around here is there's actually a couple things I want. I think I can access 2 blue magic spells at the moment. Though, that being said, I believe the Harvester actually has a, helpful item, which is why I kept this fight in. Did show off the other one to show off Harvester and also Double Lizard, which is a great enemy design.
I feel like Double Lizard could have been a thing in the game, Harvester.
Wait, are you facing forward or backward? I don't know. Your ass is a face.
Are you confused, or is this your second form?
Alright, we should be getting... Yes, the Death Sickle. The Death Sickle is an incredibly good axe for the most part, which has a chance of causing an instant kill, in addition to just being really strong.
What is the drop rate?
So that's going on Galuf.
What is the goddamn drop rate on that? How long did you have to spend grinding harvesters?
Oh, I didn't. That was literally the second fight I had with these guys. I wasn't even looking for them. I'm looking for blue magic. The Death Sickle was just a nice surprise.
So does it have a good drop rate, or did you just get incredibly lucky?
Let's see. I'm looking it up right now. It's taking a while to load, so just have Black Flame do its thing. Alright, fuck me up, Socrates. Dark Spark. That halves a level.
Any time something like that happens in video games, I always panic.
Is that permanent?
That always sounds so much worse than it usually is.
Alright, okay, so apparently the Death Sickle drop rate is 6.25, so I got really lucky.
Honestly, if as strong as that weapon seemed, that sounds about right. Gained animals!
Hell yeah, this is what I was aiming for. That being said, though, I am looking for another blue magic spell, which, if anybody is familiar with the sprites of this game, this is going to be a jump scare for you. So let's see, around this island we should have the Prototype! Hello, motherfucker! We are not messing around here. Alright, so Prototype does not take a lot of damage from a lot of things. We do not have a lot of options. We've got Blaster, which can be a one-hit kill. It was there. Alright, to be fair though, I do kind of want that a little bit, just because I'm looking for a particular blue magic spell that, unfortunately, I cannot just control him into using on me. I'm looking for Flamethrower, which, in fairness, I could actually get later, and not that much later, but I wanted it now, which meant I actually spent more time refighting the prototype than I did accidentally getting the Death Sickle. Because only Bartz has blue magic, learning, rather, on right now, and prototype, I want to say, only uses Flamethrower at an HP threshold. So we're getting towards the end of this fight. But yeah, I did not get a lot of 25% chances here and get Bartz hit by Flamethrower, which again is wild because the Death Sickle was 6.25.
Also, I'm just remembering when I first unlocked the Berserkers back when I was a kid, I was beating the random encounters so quickly that I couldn't tell if my Berserker was getting a turn or not. So there were at least one fight where I was just running around with 4 Berserkers to make sure they were actually attacking.
You doing anything?
I was getting through so quickly that, like, whoever I had, I think it was Ferris. Probably Ferris for character reasons. He's just like not doing anything.
Yeah, you know, I forget why I decided on Berserker for Galuf, because usually Lena's my go-to, like, physical character. That's how I have her built. I think it may have just been a case of, like, I don't usually use Berserker, so it wasn't really a class I was thinking about, and I kind of divided the classes evenly amongst the characters. So I think it just wound up being musical chairs. Berserker just kinda got thrown on Galuf because I didn't exactly want it on other characters. But to be fair, again, wouldn't be bad on Lena considering how I mostly have her built.
So I usually make Lena a spellcaster.
Mm-hmm. Alright, there we go.
Breathe the sigh of
Galuf,
relief.
you've been kind of a pain for this episode. However, you were the only reason I was able to beat Prototype. Nobody else was doing damage.
Ooh, so now we want Berserker Galuf.
I'm gonna berserk whether you want me to or not.
No, we're people, not an earthquake. Oh, there we go. Wow, you can sense those vibrations early.
The ship. What about the ship?
Oh no, the ship's sinking! I can tell from here. Miles away, the boat has just been drawn all the way out to that whirlpool. Well, damn. That seems bad.
Can we please get a method of transportation and not immediately lose it?
No! Hiryu is still waiting for us by that meteor.
Damn it, I was about to say, I still don't know where Hiryu is.
Oh, totally unlucky. Sorry about your boat, idiots.
Oh, travelers. If you want to find a new boat, you'll have to navigate my House of Beers.
Huh, weird. We have very fertile soil on the island, though. Almost like the earth is blessed somehow. Well, don't know how that happens. Oh well. Man, everything's going great on the island of Crescent. We also have a black chocobo. Wouldn't chocobo racing be totally extreme? No, I guess not. At least if they added microtransactions, that'd be a real pain.
You know, thinking about when this release was, I think Chocobo Racing was like decently popular, but it would have been on a competitor's console. So I like the idea that just like, yeah, Chocobo Racing would suck. Why would you want that?
Chocobo Racing, that's on the PS1. That's for losers. Alright, nothing new to buy. Cool. We've got the Minstrel's house here. Let's get Ferris in the lead since we have a piano and a man who is assumedly a bard, if he'd talk to me.
Oh, I thought he just couldn't talk to you.
Alright, so we learned Mighty March. This is a regen spell for the entire party that the bard can use. So yes, we are finally getting more songs, or any songs really. I think we start with one, but this is like the point where we actually get stuff.
Anyways, how do you feel about just being able to buy magic at a shop in a game like this?
I really like it, considering how magic works and how jobs work. I like the ability to just buy a spell once and just have it. That's very nice.
Yeah, I think having spells be locked behind a money gate is more interesting than potentially having to, like, level up a job before you can actually use the spells that job should have. Like, the alternative would be you have to be a level 1 white mage to use the level 1 white mage magic, and that would be terrible.
Yeah, I like the way this game works where the job itself can use any magic that you have bought. It's just you grind things out in order to actually apply it to other classes. That is good. Alright, well, don't really need the nap right now, even though we just fought the prototype. Here's the item list. As always, I'm really not going to buy anything. I probably should, but I'm not. Alright, anything else in this village? Oh yeah, armor and weapons. So as always, most of my stuff is going to be off-screen. Don't really have much to buy, though. Alright, here's some stuff for nerds.
Pitiful selection. Why do you have one of the biggest buildings in the town to sell barely anything?
Get some elemental bows. I guess here's the dream harp and buckshot. Cannoneer's ingredients. Well then, that's interesting that we have that there. So that's about it for town. So, we've got this forest down here. We heard about a black chocobo. And wouldn't you know it, there's a purple chocobo right there.
Damn it, I was about to say that.
Whatever it is, I'll catch it. I'm kind of an expert on chocobos, guys. Leave it to me. Go for it, Bartz. Alright, so just catch up to the chocobo and press A at it. Queh! No, he's not, Bartz. Well, I mean, if there's only one black chocobo, though, that is actually technically an extinction. Like, if it cannot effectively reproduce, then that counts as an extinction. Doesn't seem to be flying too well, either.
He didn't get he. Did you break him or something? I wasn't even berserking on this one.
Also, Bartz's fear of heights, I guess, is kind of justified. Poor guy. So yes, the black chocobo threw up crystal shards that are all the way here from Karnak. Because it exploded so hard, it dropped 2 crystals. Just on a completely different part of the planet.
Oops, ain't part of God.
Alright, so we get Samurai and Cannoneer.
This was the coolest fucking chocobo.
Yep. Alright, well then, this is pretty much the end of the episode, so we'll get to the jobs in a second, but first, a dance. Huh. I love that so much. I don't know why they synced up that Black Chocobo, but it's cute. So yeah, we can fly around with Black Chocobo now, but it can only land on forests, so we'll be stopping back at the town for now. And this is actually where I divided what was originally going to be one episode, but it was actually pretty long, so now it's 2. Anyway though, that is the perfect stopping point, so I can mention the new classes. So if you're playing vanilla Final Fantasy V, this is where you get Ranger and Bard, which are kind of self-explanatory. Ranger is, well, ranged. We've had it for a while, but I'm only now just using it. We'll see more of what it can do next episode. And the Bard, yeah, no, the fact that this is the first area where we really start getting song-based spells and have another piano, that is an indication that this is normally where you pick up Bard, because this is the first point where it's actually kind of useful. With that though, this hack decides to go in a completely different direction. First and foremost, Samurai. So this is normally an Earth Crystal job. It's got some pretty good abilities, but also it's kind of just a damage class. Think Knight, but like, even more based on attack power, with a little less defense. Among the abilities Samurai has, it is the class in the game with Zenigage, and if you're not familiar with that ability, it is a recurring ability in the Final Fantasy series where you just throw money at someone, and it really hurts.
There was a period of time when I was playing this as a kid where I was completely out of money because I didn't fully understand what I was doing. I just kept using that until I threw all of my money at my enemies.
Oof, oof, oof.
In addition, the fact that samurais are able to use katanas is also pretty good for them as well. That is a bit more of a rare weapon type throughout all the classes. So yeah, all in all, just a really good physical attacking class. Next, however, we have Cannoneer. So, if you're familiar with Vanilla, this is not a class you get for a while. Cannoneer is a Game Boy Advance exclusive class. This was not in the original SNES version, and you don't get this one until like almost endgame normally. So this showing up here is pretty neat. We get to play around with Cannoneer a bit more than you normally would be able to. That being said, in terms of versatility, well, it doesn't really have much. It's not the best in terms of stats, but the really good thing about it is it has the open fire ability, which is basically just, hey, what if we shot somebody with a cannon that had various effects? It is one of those, like, it's kind of like Dance. You use it and it will inflict a random damage type, so sometimes it will be more useful, and other times you just won't get much of any. Well, no, honestly, even saying that, I don't recall there ever being like a particularly useless damage type. It's just real good. You're probably gonna want open fire. And also, if you like Chemist, Cannoneer also has Combine, so you can just shove ammunition together for better ammunition, and then you shoot people with that. So yeah, all in all, a pretty simplistic class. Very straightforward, but also very strong. Having it this early is going to be kind of interesting. That is it for this episode, though. It is kind of a nice surprise getting 2 classes out of nowhere. They give you a decent pool of stuff to use after Karnak itself, but then they just surprise you with, hey, here's another 2 on the house. But with that, see you next time on Final Fantasy V, where we will figure out what the heck we're supposed to do without a boat. We've got a Black Chocobo now, but that seems... well, I mean, it's not, like, traveling on the ocean, so...
Precedent suggests we're going to immediately lose this thing as soon as we find another forest to land at.
Oh, you're not extinct, are you? Says the cruel natural order.
Gonna be fucked up when we get to the next town and the crystal's being guarded by a big game hunter who really, really wants to mount a black chocobo on his wall.
No, we already killed her up on the mountains. It's fine. This chocobo will also wind up sinking beneath the sea. We'll go to the next town and then suddenly... Oh no, an earthquake! Our chocobo's in the ocean!